Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today we're going to take you on a tour of the landscape project that I did a little while back. All the plants are starting to grow in, and they're looking pretty good. Some of them did not make it, but most of them did. Let's go look and see what's happened. So here we are in my side yard in the front, and this is where I planted a bunch of plants. I took out the grass. I'll link some videos up on the top on how I did this project. I switched out my regular irrigation, my spray irrigation with drip irrigation, and did a lot of planting. So let's kind of show you what made it and what didn't. Now we have a couple of new plants. The last video I did was about a tour I took of progressive plants. They actually had a class with proven winners, and this is one of the blue Pugster butterfly bushes. I got 3 of those. There's 1, 2. That one's a lot more healthy. And I actually got 5. You know, she really sold me on these. And I'm really excited to see how they do. These are the ones called blue. And there was one thing that I found out when planting these, and if you're going to plant some, be very careful. These little branches on them are extremely delicate. They break off very easily. We lost about half of this one. So they are very delicate. So we got 3 of the blue butterfly bushes, Pugster. And this right here is my Daphne. It is crunchy. It didn't make it. If you can see right here how loose it is. It was not rooted in well. I've got to take it back to the nursery and see if I can get a refund. Try another one. We've got my beautiful black-eyed Susans that have been there for a long time, right next to my weeping blue spruce. And isn't this gorgeous? This is, okay, I'm gonna have to put the name on the screen because I can't remember which the hardy hibiscus this is. But isn't that flower gorgeous? I love the bright red centers and the dark foliage, light pink flowers. Let me show you with my hand how big these are. They are huge. Absolutely gorgeous. So this one is doing really well in this landscape. I transplanted some iris. The iris took a while to come back, but they're gonna make it. It's really, really hard to kill the iris. These are the wee ones, lavender. They're also doing really well, and they seem to be blooming much later in the season than my other lavenders. They've bloomed all season and are still going. I just really am in love with these. Right here, for those who are interested, these are grape hyacinths getting ready to come back for next year. They tend to pop up really early in the season and then bloom early spring. And we have our switchgrass. A little bit later in the summer here, the tips of these are going to start turning red. So they should be really, really pretty next to my Glow Girl spirea. These have started to flower. And as you can see, the flowers, you know, they're really seed heads rather than flowers, but I think they're really quite pretty, really delicate, not overwhelming. And they've really started to do well. Now we have another new addition. I'm going to put the name of this on the screen too because I can't remember the name, but I got this at Progressive Plants when I got the butterfly bushes. And this is a new variety of St. John's wort, Hypericum. Look how pretty the flowers are. And then the berries against the dark foliage are just to die for. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. So you get the flowers, the berries, the foliage, and it's just almost sensory overload. They're just gorgeous. We'll see how well they do. Cameron over at Progressive Plants cautioned me that these do need to be careful of these. They may or may not survive in our area, but we're gonna try it and see. I got 2 of them. There's one back here behind my other Glow Girl spirea. I'm really excited. Pretty yellow flowers. And here is my Autumn Jubilee 9-bark. It's going to be changing color one of these days soon. It's August, and it changes color. It starts about the end of September. But once again, this year, just like last year, it's got some chlorosis to it, and I think it's because of the water it gets from from the neighbor's grass. I don't think it likes the amount of water, but I still love it, and it's probably just going to stay there. Now here is a huge win. I'm going to link some more videos about my chase tree that died that I had to pull out. I went and bought another one. The new one didn't survive. So I asked the company that I bought it from for a replacement, and they sent one, and it didn't look like it was going to survive, but look at it. It's almost doubled in size. It's flowering late in the season. Look how gorgeous those flowers are. The leaves are really highly fragrant. I absolutely love them. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. This is one of my top 5 favorite plants. And we got 2 more butterfly bushes when I went and got the blue, the Pugster blue. This is the Pugster amethyst, and the color is just a little bit different, but they are going to be gorgeous. There's another amethyst over there. They're going to fill in and just be nice spots of color. This is a mixture of irises that are all doing well. I had somebody give me some dwarf irises that are reblooming, some white reblooming irises, and then from my wonderful stepmom in the front, I got some really gorgeous early blooming short irises. The lemony lace elderberry is doing far better than I thought it would. It gets full hot sun, and I am really not seeing any burn on it. I expected to see a lot more burn, but it's doing really, really well, and I love the chartreuse color there. Back here, I did another video on ground cherries, and I did not show you the ground cherries on this side. I planted some. They're annuals. They have gotten huge. They're doing a lot better than the other ones because they get the water from the lawn. They just need more water. But they didn't start flowering until now. We're starting to get some flowers, so we'll see if we get fruit off of this. I have not gotten fruit off the other ones. They are just getting too drought stricken. So I don't know what they taste like. We'll see what they taste like. Now, here's an almost failure. This is, and I'll put the name on the screen because I can't remember the name of this one either. This is a hydrangea, a paniculata hydrangea that I also got from Progressive Plants. All the leaves curled up, died, and fell off. You can see them lying there on the ground. But now, since I decided to come out and water it every day in a desperate bid to save it, it's coming back. So I just think it needs a lot more water. I thought it would get a ton of water from the lawn, but this is the one area that does not get any water from the lawn. So I've been hand watering it every day. Here's another huge success. This is a pistachio tree, and I'll link another video on how I got these. I have 3 of them. There's 2 in the back that aren't doing as well, but they're not dying. They just don't have the amount of growth that this one has. Look at the growth on that. I'm going to have to trim off the bottom probably next spring. I want it to be more tree shaped than a shrub shape. This will get 10 by 10. So I'm very excited about that. We'll see what happens. I don't know if the other 2 are too far away. You have to have males and females to get the nuts off of them. And I have 3. I don't know if they're male or female. You don't know if they're male or female until they flower. So, and that could take a good 5 years. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But I'm hoping we get some fruit. Next we have our chokeberry. It seems to be doing really well over here. The one on the other side is not doing as well because of the water issue. But we have what looks like ripe berries, although they're still kind of hard. I don't know how to tell when they're completely ripe, but from what I've heard, they don't taste good unless you process them. So we may try that. I don't know about this year. I don't think I have enough this year to really process into anything, but they are quite pretty against the foliage. And it's supposed to have gorgeous autumn color, so we'll see how that goes. Here we have my black lace elderberry that is almost completely green now. And I talked to Cameron I actually talked to Monica from Proven Winners and Cameron from Progressive Plants, and they both said that the new growth is green, and then as it hits the sun, it should darken up again. So it's getting good growth. I'm really happy with it, so it looks like it's going to survive. Next, we have my fig tree. Now, I thought I was going to lose the fig tree. It was not looking good at all. It struggled and struggled, but now, all of a sudden, we're starting to get new growth on it. We do have the figs that started early this spring, but they have not increased in size. So I don't know if we're going to get ripe figs off it or not. I'm hoping we do. The ones on this side just seem to have disappeared. Oh no, there's one right there. Yeah, so the ones on this side, most of them disappeared except for that one. So we still, it's the middle of August. We still have time. I'm hoping they decide to increase in size and ripen, but we'll see what happens. Next, we have our sad little honeyberry. It's just not doing well. I'm really hoping it's going to survive. I'm just going to leave it this year, let it get its roots established, and see what happens next year. After I planted it, I did hear that they do really like shade in the afternoon, and this gets full hot sun. So maybe I'll move it and see what we can do about that. So here's just a picture of what everything looks like. It's all still growing in. Most of it's surviving. And I think as it continues to grow in, it's just going to be gorgeous. Now one thing, I just wanted to show you one thing really interesting here. This right here looks like, let's tell you the name and then you'll know what it looks like. It's called dog vomit fungus. It is actually a fungus that grows in mulch. And I had this all over this bed. It looked really bad. This is the last one. When you disturb it, it has black spores that come out of it. It's not bad for your plants or your soil. It's just something that happens. Here's the rest of it. And then we'll give you one last look of the hardy hibiscus. There it is. Each one of these flowers lasts one day, then they die, and then new ones come back. And you can see the amount of buds on this. And look at the amount of buds. All of those will be flowers late into the season. So thank you for coming with me on this tour of my garden project. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my videos, like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And I hope you have a wonderful garden adventure.